Hello everyone, so today I'll be talking about hard drives and how long they last. And I want to show you some hard drives that I have that are very old. Some of them are more than 10 years old. The average life expectancy for a magnetic hard drive, according to studies, is about anywhere from 3 to 5 years. 5 years for enterprise grade hard drives, and 3 years on average for consumer grade hard drives like these. And I'll show you how old some of these are, and I'll show you that they do work as well. These are all SATA hard drives. I think SATA 1, a lot of them are SATA 2. So this is the oldest hard drive that I have. This is a SATA, what is it, an 80 gigabyte Western Digital hard drive. I think this was, let me see what year this was released. It says 2006. Sorry, I can't see it very well without good light because my eye's not that good anymore. I can't see stuff without bifocals. So this is about August 2006 when this drive was made. It still works today. It uses SATA interface. Here's another old one. This is 80 gigabytes, 2006. Still works today. Amazingly. Here's a 160. These are also pretty old. This was from March 2010. This is more than a decade old. This is about 14 years old. This still works today. Another 160 gigabyte. Let's see how old this is. I guess probably about the same time. I don't see a date on it. No date. I think I got these from a Dell Optiplex. I don't know if it was a 360 or something like that. A Dell Optiplex 360. So I guess maybe around 2007 or 2008. I would say. Here's a 500 gigabyte. That's a Seagate. Can't see a date on it. I would say maybe about 2010 or something. I think that's when 500 gigabyte SATA hard drives became popular or were popular. This is a 160 gigabyte Seagate. Seagate doesn't put dates on it, unfortunately. But I would say about 2007 or 2008. This is also from a Dell Optiplex 360 or something. So a lot of these drives have lasted longer than more than 10 years. Some for the oldest from 2006, which is about, let's see how many years ago that was. 14, so 17 years old for some of the older drives like this. and they still work. I think the reason for it is because these things weren't really used continuously. What they mean by lifespan means implies that the hard drive is continuously being used, like it is in a computer that is powered on, like the server or something, for 24 hours a day for 5 years or 3 to 5 years continuously. I think that's what they are implying there. But we're gonna see if these things still work or not, because I didn't really store anything in them because I didn't have any reason to store anything in these drives. But if you leave a hard drive like this with data inside of it and don't power it on for like years, there's something called data rot. Data gets corrupted and the data may no longer be readable. So that's one of the things when you store hard drives and stuff like that. There's a limited lifespan you can have on storing data without having it go bad. So it's not timeless to store data in a hard drive. For SSDs, I think they said if you don't power on a SSD for about a year, it starts losing data, or data starts becoming corrupted. So let's see if these work or not. Next. Okay, so the first drive I'll be testing is a Western Digital Cavalier 80 gigabytes, August 2006. So this one right here, I'll delete what's in here. Let's see how it is basically on Crystal Disk Mark. Okay, this is a drive. Seems to be in good condition. It's been used about 68,249 hours. That's about 7.79 years. Let's see if it could let's test the drive out. Let's put some files in it. Let's put this file in it. See if it could complete this without it failing. Okay, good. That passed it with flying colors. Let me eject that and we'll test the next device. Okay, so next drive is the Western Digital Cavalier 80 gigabytes, September 2006. There it is. Let's see the condition of the drive. It's been used 55,145 hours. That's about 6.29 years. The other one was good. Let's see if this is good. So let's put a file in it and see if it passes our test or not. I'll just delete what's in there. I don't care about that. So we'll be testing this file, see if it could actually. Okay, that passed the test. That's good. So let me eject that drive out. Okay, so the next drive I'll be testing is the Western Digital Blue 160 gigabyte from 2010. shut that down and get a new one. Okay, this is the one. It's been used about 11,946 hours. That's roughly about 1.36 years. And let's test it out to see how well it does. If we can get our file in there. Okay, good. That passed the test with flying colors, so it's good. Okay, so the next drive is Seagate Barracuda 160 gigabyte from 2010. It's been used about 35,804 hours. That's how long it's been on. At 4.09 years. Okay, let's see if that could pass our test. Delete that. Okay, that passed. That was good. So I have another Seagate Barracuda 160 gigabytes, 7200. It's only been used 7,634 hours. It's only been used for 0.871 years or 10 months. That's not very long. Let's see how it does in our test. So the drive is good. Passed. Okay, so the next drive is Seagate Barracuda 500 gigabyte from 2012. Looks like it's not a good drive. It's got some relocated sector count problems. Nevertheless, we will run our test to see how well it does. Okay, it passed the test, but it's not a very reliable drive. I wouldn't really use it for anything. It probably belongs in the recycling center now. And this is a more recent drive, by the way. This was made more recently than the other one. I forgot to see how many hours it had on it. Let's see. See how many hours that had on it. Yeah, let's see how long it was used for. That's what I forgot to get. So it was used for 7.56 years. So it exceeded the number of years. It exceeded 3 to 5 years, so I guess that's why it went bad. Okay, so the next drive is a Seagate Barracuda 250 gigabyte from 2011. And it's only been used 0.43 years, or about 5.16 months. Okay, so not no, actually, I'm sorry, picked the wrong drive. Okay, 2.96 years. So it's below 3 to 5 years. And it's still good, as you can see. Let's do our test, see if it passes that test or not. Okay, good, that passed the test. Okay, so the next drive I'll be testing is a Seagate Barracuda 750 gigabyte from 2013, so about almost 11 years ago. Oh, this is not good. That's not good at all. That's a bad drive. Anyways, let's see if it passes our test. Okay, it does work, but it's definitely not reliable. The drive is going to fail. As you saw in Crystal Mark, that's not a good drive, not reliable. I forgot to see how old the drive was. Well, actually, I can see it. I could just play back the video and see that. Okay, so now I'm back. It was 25,171 hours. That's about 2.87 years. Not reliable. So it's kind of odd for my analysis. The older drives are still good, but the drives that had been made later, like 2012 to 2013, are unreliable. So have they have the hard drive manufacturers made some compromises in how they manufacture their drives, which is contributing to this reliability? Because this one died before its recommended warranty period, which was 3 to 5 years. Life expectancy was below that. So this is kind of odd. So the older drives were made better, perhaps. I'm not sure, but this is, let's see how many years ago. This was 18 years ago. Good. 18 years ago. Good. This was 14 years ago. Good. This was 14 years ago. Good. 14 years ago. Good. 13 years ago. Good. 12 years ago. Bad. 11 years ago. Bad. So or maybe Seagate just doesn't make reliable drives. It could be that because I have Western Digital hard drives that I've been using since 2011 on some of my computers, and they're still working good. On my other computer, I have two Western Digital hard drives, 1 terabyte. These are Western Digital Blues, which I purchased in 2013. Here, H drive. Let's see which drive, H drive. G drive also. These are both Western Digitals, and they're still working today. They're roughly about 11 years old. Still good. I also have the Seagate drive of 3 terabytes, which is about 11 years old. I got it in 2014. This one, this 3 terabytes. This is still good. So hard drives these days last a lot longer than the hard drives that we had back in the 1990s. I remember back in the 1990s when I was using computers like for Windows 95 and 98. Hard drives would fail most of them failed within two to 2.5 years. You had to replace a hard drive pretty frequently, but these days hard drives last a long time. They don't break very easily, except for the other two that had some problems. For the most part, a lot of hard drives these days are very durable and they last a very long time. Over 10 years, from my experience. Well, maybe that's because I'm not a enterprise user, because in businesses they leave computers on 24 hours, 365 days a year. So maybe if you leave it on in an environment like that, it would probably fail. And if you don't have adequate surge protection, then that could make the PCBs on the hard drives fail as well. If you don't have good, some people don't use surge protectors, and that's bad. That could damage your computer and other parts in your computer. That could be one of the reasons why. For me, I use uninterrupted power supplies for a lot of my computers, so maybe that's why I'm having such good longevity. And the two hard drives that failed and the ones that I tested, those were from other people's computers. Those were not the computers that I use regularly on a daily basis. So perhaps that's maybe they didn't take good care of it. They might have dropped it or something. I'm not sure. But those two failed out of the, let's see how many I tested. Those two failed out of the 8 that I tested. Okay, I hope you found this helpful. If you have any thoughts or questions, you can leave it in the comment section below, and thanks for watching.